I have my Google Translate right here, bitch. Is that right? Is that how you say it? How can I say this in Cantonese? 我哋響西方世界長大嘅亞裔人士呢，就係同自己嘅 heritage. How do I say heritage? That is not heritage. Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. So today I am going to do a Q&A, but I will be answering your questions with Cantonese and maybe attempt a little bit of Mandarin. So last night I posted on my Instagram and I asked if you guys would be interested in hearing me speak in Cantonese or Mandarin. So 64% of you guys voted for Cantonese and 36% of you voted for Mandarin. That makes it easier for me because I speak Cantonese a little more fluently. I think I speak both fluently as far as just conversational. My vocabulary is definitely not there. I think that's what I struggle with the most. But I love filming these videos because whenever I post a Chinese or Mandarin speaking video, so many of you guys can relate and it's also a good opportunity for me to practice my Chinese with you guys. Let's just jump right into this video. If you haven't followed me on Instagram yet, I usually ask for you guys to submit questions over on Instagram. So if you have questions for me for my next Q&A, I plan on doing these once a month, then please follow me on Instagram so that you can be updated on whenever I ask you guys to submit questions. I have my Google Translate right here, bitch, because my vocabulary is lacking. And I already know that there's gonna be stuff that I want to express and say that I just may not know the word for it. So I am having my Google Translate here and ready so that I can hopefully get my point across in this video. Let's do this. Do you think in Chinese or English? 其實都要睇下個情況。如果係數數嘅時候呢，我會用中文嘅，唔知點解。但係如果我平時諗，即係同人傾偈啊，或者我拍片想講啲乜嘢啊，咁多數都會係英文嘅。Choose one thing you must get when you go 飲茶。我係好中意食蝦餃嘅，所以平時飲茶我一定會點蝦餃，然後一定會點蛋撻。其實我唔係好中意飲茶，因為次次飲完茶之後覺得食得好滯啦，同埋啲嘢又好油啦。細個嘅時候呢，我就好中意食糯米雞啦、燒賣啦，總之係好 basic 嗰啲點心啦。咁而家大咗之後係咯，都係中意食蝦餃同埋蛋撻。Any tips on how to learn Cantonese？ 如果你係想學中文嘅話，我覺得學普通話會比較容易，因為廣東話係有好似7個音定係9個音嘅，咁普通話咧係只係有4個音，所以學普通話我覺得係容易好多啦。但係如果你想學廣東話嘅話咧，我覺得最好嘅方法都係要同人講咯，同埋要睇電視啊、睇電視劇啊，或者聽下啲音樂咁樣去學咯。如果你係一句廣東話都唔識講嘅話呢，咁當然你睇劇集、聽音樂呢啲嘢都係冇咩幫助噶啦，所以我就會建議你去讀書。因為而家其實都好多啲 online class 可以 take 去學語言嘅。So that is my suggestion, and I'm doing Chinglish right now. Okay, I'm gonna try to do one in Mandarin. All the Mandarin dramas I've been watching, I hope it's paying off. I chose an easy one. How do you say your Chinese name in Mandarin? 那我的中文名字是王中静，那我家人他们会叫我做阿静。Okay, let's try another one. 咸蛋 or 皮蛋, which is do I like salted egg or thousand-year-old egg? 其实我两个也不喜欢吃。我小的时候我就比较喜欢吃皮蛋，不过长大之后我觉得那味道比较臭，我现在不知道为什么我吃不了了。咸蛋我就从小都不喜欢吃的，所以两个我也不喜欢吃。What sparks joy for you these days? 我很喜欢就在家里什么也不做，我想就是没什么做的，就是在家里看电视、看看书，做菜。How do I say playing with my dogs? 跟我3只小狗玩啊。还有什么呢？我很喜欢吃的一个人，所以我平常如果我觉得不开心的话，我就会出去买点东西吃。我觉得我的性格是比较独立的一个人，我可以整天不跟别人说话， 只是跟我自己无聊聊的看电视。我觉得我是一个很简单的一个人，我很容易开心。那当我不开心的时候呢，我就会喜欢去吃点东西啊，去外面走走啊。我也喜欢跟我的朋友去吃饭或者去逛街。最喜歡的古裝劇，唔知你哋知唔知呢一點啦？我係好中意睇古裝劇嘅，係由細到大都好中意睇古裝劇嘅。而家呢，我就睇緊大陸嗰套《常食》。真係好好睇，我已經睇到35集啦。我記得我細個嘅時候咧，我最中意睇嗰套古裝劇係叫做咩啊？係佘詩曼佢做嗰套叫做係咪叫做帝女花 ？Yeah， 帝女花 ，right？I think so。哦，仲有我細個時候咧，亦都好中意睇《洗冤錄》第一輯、第二輯。What is your favorite Chinese dish to make and eat？ 都係頭先嗰句，我係一個好中意食嘢嘅一個人，而我食嘢我覺得都係比較簡單，我唔會話中意食啲好撩楞啊、好 fancy 嘅嘢。我好中意食青菜，即係咁樣烚2條菜我就已經好滿足㗎啦。所以我平時喺屋企我都中意煮啲菜心啊，或者白菜仔啊，係白菜仔 OK。我唔中意大嗰啲白菜，我係中意細細地嗰啲白菜仔，我就好中意食白菜。仲有椰菜啦、紹菜啦。係咯，總之咩菜我都中意食，除咗茼蒿。阿娃係好中意食茼蒿，我諗茼蒿係或者佢 top 5最中意食嘅菜啦。我係唔中意食茼蒿嘅。可以飲水，等一陣。Your friends have taken life steps such as marriage, kids, etc. Do you feel more pressure to also？ 即係有又冇咁樣咯，因為其實我覺得做一個女性呢，畢竟都係有呢一種壓力嘅，尤其是到你達到30歲之後啦，尤其是係亞裔嘅人呢，都會覺得哦，你就嚟過期㗎啦，好快啲結婚生仔啦 ，OK？ 我係好憎呢一個諗法，咁呢樣嘢亦都唔係我自己好想要嘅，但係當然我屋企人或者阿娃屋企人有時都會俾少少嘅壓力，但係即係我唔會睇到好上心咯。What's one place you would love to visit that you've never been before？ 我很久以來也很想去台灣。那 pandemic，how do you say pandemic？ I need to look this up。大流行病 ，is that right？ Is that how you say it？Pandemic 之前呢，其實我想去台灣的。Pandemic 就是3月份，2020年嘛。那時候其實我已經準備了買我的機票去台灣，就是3月份的時候，因為3月份是我生日的月份，我一直也很想去台灣，因為我很喜歡吃台灣的菜，還有我覺得台灣是很有風味的一個地方，所以希望以後可以的話，就一定會第一時間去台灣。我也很想去上海，從沒去過上海。我小的時候，我家人啊，他們都會帶我們去廣州，那裡就是我媽出生的地方，所以從小都會去廣州。去廣州已經去過很多次了。那如果可以去大陸的話，我就會想去上海。或者去深圳。How tall are you in centimeters？ 咁喺美國呢邊呢，我哋就係計尺嘅。咁我知道喺其他嘅國家都係講 centimeters，which is how do you say centimeters？ 米 is 厘米，厘米。OK， 咁我就係等我 Google 下先啊，我真係唔知。5'5" in centimeters is 1.65米，係咪咁讀呢？165 centimeters 係咪1.65米啊？但唔係喎，其實佢呢度打住1.65米係5尺4寸高，咁係咯，我係5尺5寸高。In what language do you and Wall talk to each other the most？ 咁平時多數都係用英文嘅，但係近呢幾年嚟呢，我哋都會用多啲廣東話嚟溝通，因為我哋兩個都想多啲練習下，所以而家嚟講，我諗都係一半一半咁上下，因為有啲嘢呢，我哋兩個都唔係好識去點樣表達，咁如果唔識表達嘅時候，咁就會用英文啦。但係有好多嘢亦都係只係用中文先至可以去表達。咁當有呢一個問題嘅時候呢，咁我哋就會用 Chinglish 咯。How do you keep up with the language? I feel like I've forgotten everything. How can I say this in Cantonese? OK， 我覺得我哋響美國或者 the Western world How the fuck do you say Western world? Western world? 西方世界 OK 我哋喺西方世界長大嘅亞裔人士呢，就係同自己嘅 heritage. How do I say heritage? That is not heritage. I need to know how to say this. Culture. How do you say culture? 文化 OK 文化。我覺得我哋喺西方世界長大嘅亞裔人士，對我哋中國或者亞裔嘅文化呢，就係個距離真係好大好大。尤其是如果你已經長大咗啦，咁你亦都搬咗出去啦，咁你就已經同父母屋企人嘅距離又已經隔遠咗咯喎。咁真係冇呢個機會去多啲用中文啊，或者去即係了解下自己嘅文化。我覺得個問題就係而家好多人都會話，哦咁冇辦法啦，我已經搬咗出嚟，咁我已經係冇同屋企人接觸，或者少咗同屋企人接觸，咁係咯，自自然然我啲中文啊就越嚟越差。咁如果我哋自己唔去維持、去學、去練習嘅話，咁係唔關任何人嘅事，係關我哋嘅事，所以我覺得呢個責任呢，我哋係要自己承擔嘅。我成日都會聽到啲 ABC 話，哦係啊，冇辦法啦，我唔識啊。但係你覺唔覺得咁樣其實係一件好可惜件事呢？雖然係我哋父母嚟咗美國，我哋喺呢邊長大，我哋亦都係認識我哋美國呢邊嘅文化，但係你始終你都係一個亞裔嘅人。咁就算你細個嘅時候你冇真正去學，到你大個嘅時候，如果你真係有呢種心，我覺得呢個係我哋自己嘅 responsibility， 一定要自己去了解，一定要自己去多啲學習。你可以多啲去打電話俾你屋企人，就算我知道如果你講得唔好嘅話，你會覺得好尷尬，唔知點樣去表達你自己。其實我以前都經過有呢一個階段嘅，我以前覺得好醜，覺得每一次聽到我自己把聲，我覺得我啲音又好難聽啦，我覺得自己又講得唔好啦，咁我就即係覺得好怕醜嘅。所以有一段時間我係同屋企人多數都係講英文嘅，但係就自己發現，如果我自己唔去努力去學，咁有邊個可以幫到我呢？你可以睇劇集啊，可以聽音樂啊，可以上 YouTube。而家有好多唔同嘅 resources out there 係免費嘅 resources， 你可以上網，你可以睇書，你可以同屋企人傾偈，呢啲都係種種嘅方法，你可以去繼續學習。Have you been to 廣州？Yes， 我媽她是在廣州出生的，然後我爸他是在越南出生的，他們就從越南走去廣西，然後就在廣西走去香港，然後就從香港就去了美國。其實我媽她那邊的家人，很多的家人也現在還在廣州，所以我真的很想，如果有機會的話，回去見見他們。Favorite place to get 菠蘿包 I want one so badly right now。如果你係響南加州呢邊嘅話，菠蘿包你可以去奇華餅家，奇華餅家都幾好食嘅。但係我覺得北加州同南加州嘅餅鋪咧係好唔同嘅咯。我就比較中意北加州，我覺得北加州嘅餅店咧係比我哋南加州呢一邊好食好多。咁如果你係響北加州嘅話，你想食一個好好食嘅菠蘿包呢，你係可以去屋崙唐人埠嗰間拿破崙，你一定要去。嗰度係我阿婆阿公最中意嘅，我從細到大都係去嗰間餅鋪買包。咁佢哋嗰度亦都有一個墨西哥包，係好好食嘅。咁講翻，如果你係響南加州呢邊嘅話呢，菠蘿包你亦都可以去 Monterey Park 嗰間 Capital Seafood， 佢哋嘅菠蘿包都 OK。暫時嚟講呢，我覺得響南加州呢邊真係未試過食一個菠蘿包係令到我有一種 feeling 咯。How have you been lately？其實有很多人問我這個問題，我最近怎麼樣？最近我覺得我的心情是有起有落啊。How do you say that in Mandarin？ 我覺得我最近我的心情就是反反复复的吧。我最近可能是差不多是我生日了，就是突然覺得時間過得真的太快。我最近就在想很多東西，就會想我是不是已經過了那個時間去做些自己想做的事。我從小都很想搬去亞洲那邊，那現在因為這個 大流行病，我觉得就好像这2年都突然就没了。最近有什么不开心的，就是因为我觉得我不知道未来几年的世界会变成怎么样，我会变成怎么样？我会继续在做我的平台吗？我会有别的工作吗？我会继续有工作做吗？这些东西也会让我觉得很烦，很担心。不过平常我就尽量不去想这些，因为这些是没用的。Thank you all so much for watching this video. I hope I did okay. This was very, very fun for me to film, and I struggled a lot, definitely, but that is what Google Translate is for. I think we got through it. I always get comments where people say that my Cantonese sounds like the ancient days, which really cracks me up because I do see what people are saying. And I think it's because when I speak in Cantonese, I usually just speak with my grandma or my parents, but even with my parents, I speak like Chinglish. I don't really have people that I speak casual Cantonese with where I know the slangs and the more modern way of speaking. When I was growing up, I went to Chinese school, which is where I learned to read and write Chinese. And when you learn to read and write Chinese, you're learning to read and write in the traditional way, which is also why the Chinese that I know how to write is in Sambat, which is traditional Chinese. And when I was learning Chinese in America, they would teach us to read and write in like Mandarin form. I'm sure there's like a term for this, but I would read and write in Mandarin form. So for example, let's say you're trying to say 我哋而家出去玩. In Mandarin is 我們現在出去玩. So it's different, and I learned in the Mandarin form of reading and writing. So I think that's where my Cantonese also gets a little more like traditional sounding. And then on top of that, my family background, my dad is from Vietnam. He was born and raised in Vietnam. And during the war, his family, they were refugees that escaped to China and then Hong Kong. So when my dad's family was in Gongsi, Guangxi, China, that's when they picked up on Cantonese. And the dialects are very different all across the board in China. So if you are from a certain province, your way of speaking can be completely different from someone else. So growing up in my family, on my dad's side of the family, they spoke Gongsaiwa, and then in my mom's side of the family, they spoke Guangdonghua. So the tones are very different, and there are also words that are very different. And I just think it's really beautiful and interesting that we have that in our culture, that one language can have so many dialects and be super, super unique. My grandpa on my mom's side is actually from Toisan, so he speaks Toisanwa, and my grandma, she's from, I think, just like the city, so she's from Guangzhou, and she speaks regular Guangdonghua. But in my family, and now mixing in with Wa's family, we have so many dialects, and I think it's really, really cool when I hang out with our families and hear the differences. But anyways, I just want to wrap up this video with that. Please comment in the comment section and let me know if you have a similar experience, and if you are Chinese, what dialect does your family speak, and do you have like a mixture of different dialects in your family? I think it's super cool and super interesting, so please let me know in the comments if you also experience the same thing. And that's it. Thank you all so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Please let me know if you want to see more of these, and I will see you in my next video.